Hi, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome as we declare open the Northwest Pastel Society Members Show. My name is Michaelyn Jurassic, and I have the privilege of serving as chair of this year's gorgeous event. Thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you, Deb. Whether you're an artist, a collector, a family member, a friend, or someone who simply loves art, we're delighted you joined us to celebrate this wonderful exhibition. Before we begin, I'd like to take a moment to celebrate the medium that brings us all together. Pastel is one of the most luminous and beautiful art forms in the world. Light resting on a surface. Color at its most direct and vibrant. It has a freshness and immediacy unlike any other medium. And despite its delicate appearance, pastel is remarkably permanent. Some pastel works hundreds of years old remain as brilliant today as the day they were created. It is both fragile and enduring, a combination I find endlessly mysterious, frustrating, and inspiring. As you walk through the gallery tonight, you'll see an incredible range of styles, subjects, techniques, and voices. Each piece represents not only talent and skill, but courage. Because every artist knows that creating the work is only half the journey. The other half is allowing it to be seen. For me personally, that has been the heart of this show. My mission as chair has been simple: to help create a space where artists feel seen, heard, valued, and appreciated. Art is often created in solitude. Many of us spend countless hours alone in our studios, wrestling with ideas, color, composition, self-doubt, and inspiration. Tonight is the moment when that private work becomes public. It's a moment of visibility, of connection, and recognition. My hope for every one of you artists in the room is that you leave tonight feeling proud of what you have created and appreciated for the gifts you have shared with all of us. Of course, an event like this only happens because of the communal and often invisible efforts of many people. So first, I'd like to recognize the Northwest Pastel Society Board of Directors, whose ongoing leadership makes opportunities like this possible. Our president, Amanda Houston, was unable to join us tonight due to a conflicting commitment, but we are grateful for her leadership and support. And please also help me recognize, raise your hand if you're here, Megan Valdez, Secretary, Sarah Weiser, Treasurer. Where's behind the wall? Okay. Michael Medina, Chair of the Open International Show. Yay. Deb Cepeda, Chair of the Signature Show, which will take place in November at the Scott Milo Gallery in Anacortes. Nancy Gain, Communications Director, unable to be here tonight. John Brewster, Events and Program Coordinator. Teresa Roberts, Social Media Director. And Kristen Doty, Awards Chair. And last but not least, Jen Carlton, Membership Director. I'd also like to recognize the Membership Committee who helped bring this exhibition to life. They really did work hard. Unfortunately, half of them couldn't be here tonight. Corey Goulet and Richard Barrere are not able to be here, but Jody York, there she is, and Megan Valdez, and Candace Olson. Thank you so much for your help. We got this new policy we're working towards called auto renew. And finally, we're especially grateful to be exhibiting in such a beautiful space. Matzke Fine Art Gallery in Sculpture Park has long been a destination for artists and art lovers alike. And much of that is due to the vision, energy, and dedication of one remarkable person. Tonight, it is my pleasure to introduce our juror and host, Karla Matzke. Now, if we try to list everything Karla has done for arts in the Northwest, we may be here until breakfast. Karla is an accomplished artist in her own right, known for her striking realist pastel paintings and her large-scale stainless steel sculptures found in public spaces throughout the region. She holds an MFA, but perhaps even more impressive is the way she has used her talent to create opportunities for countless other artists. As the owner and curator of Matzke Fine Art Gallery and Sculpture Park, Karla has spent decades championing both emerging and established artists, connecting creators with collectors, and helping build a vibrant arts community. She's also the co-author of 100 Artists of the Northwest, a beautiful volume celebrating the richness and diversity of artistic talent throughout our region. But what I admire most is that Karla doesn't just create art, she creates a community. I mean, look at us. Through exhibitions, workshops, public art projects, nonprofit leadership, and tireless advocacy for artists, she's dedicated her life to helping the arts flourish. She co-founded the Camano Arts Association, helped reestablish the Camano Chamber of Commerce, serves as board chair of the Minor Arts Center, and has played an instrumental role in numerous community projects that have enriched the cultural life of the Northwest. Karla is one of those rare people whose impact extends far beyond her own artwork. She's helped to create places, opportunities, and connections that allow other artists to thrive. We're honored to have her both as our host and juror for this exhibition. Please join me in welcoming Karla Matzke.
Yeah. I really appreciate seeing so many people here, and I love hosting this show. Oh, there you go. Thank you. 2 years ago, I hosted the International Pastel Society show. Fantastic exhibit. I've done other pastel shows here. Last fall, I did one called Juror, and then I'm so excited to do this show. When they asked me if I would host another show, I said definitely. And as you can see, it's a beautiful show. But not only do the paintings look really beautiful and go well together, and please take the time going through, as well as the sculpture part. So I welcome everyone. And don't forget, if there's something you see you want to buy, just grab a hold of me for it. So I have something for Michael and for being such a great liaison for the group. Wonderful to be working with you. It made it so much easier. So thank you very much. It was such a pleasure working with you.
Thank you, Karla. It's my pleasure now to introduce our judge for this year's Northwest Pastel Society member show, Teresa Saia. Teresa is an internationally recognized artist whose work is celebrated for its radiant color, expressive brushwork, and extraordinary sensitivity to light. Whether working in pastel, oil, or watercolor, she has a remarkable ability to transform an ordinary scene into something luminous, emotional, and unforgettable. A native of Washington and longtime resident of Whidbey Island, Teresa draws inspiration from the landscapes of the Pacific Northwest, as well as her extensive travels throughout Europe and beyond. Vibrant color harmonies, glowing reflections, and the dappled dancing light that has become one of her artistic signatures. Do you all know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. Interestingly, Teresa's artistic journey began not in a painting studio, but in a calligraphy class. What started as a search for purpose quickly revealed a remarkable gift for seeing and expressing the world through color, light, and design. That discovery led to an award-winning career and a body of work that continues to inspire artists and collectors alike. Teresa holds Master of Pastel status with the International Association of Pastel Societies, is a signature member of the American Impressionist Society, and has earned signature status with the Pastel Society of America. She is also a highly respected instructor, known for creating encouraging and energetic learning environments that help artists discover and strengthen their own unique voice. In a Southwest Arts feature, Teresa said, "Light is my #1 inspiration, along with color and shapes." Anyone who has stood in front of her work can see exactly what she means. Please join me in welcoming our judge for this year's member show, Teresa Saia.
Okay, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for being here and thank you for all this beautiful work. I have to say that it's difficult to be a judge. I would much rather jury than judge, because with the spectrum of work and the beauty that I see around me in each one of these rooms, it's a difficult task. And so many of us, I've gone through years of painting, pastel, watercolor, whatever, but we're all at different places in that journey. And I think it's so important that you put your work out there and that you realize that the journey is so glorious. And just taking the time to enjoy each piece as you produce so important. And whether you realize it or not, you are growing and you will continue to grow. So, it's just marvelous. It's really a lovely group of work. I think it's wonderful to see the members show and see all that you have created and moving forward. And it's such an inspiration to walk around the room and see each person's individual take on composition and light and their unique perspective on how they want to develop a particular scene. So really, really lovely, everyone. You did marvelous, great work. And it's very difficult in jury. We spent a lot of time with Michael the other day walking through, the rooms one by one and going back and back and back and looking at the different pieces. Only so many can be chosen for awards, but you should really pat yourself on the back for being here and producing your work. It's all lovely. I'm going to walk around the room, and we're going to start with the I would call them honorable mentions, but we're going to start bottom and go up to the top with that. One of the things I really want to make a comment about is that every perspective is unique. For whether it's a society or another society, whatever it is, but I caution you to be very careful about reading that perspective and making sure that you're putting in work that fits in particular categories. So on that note, let's get started. Why would I possibly choose this as one of the awards? It's just a little gem. And there's wonderful movement with, I don't even know what kind of trees those are, and I don't even really care. So when you look at this piece, and I'd really recommend as you go around the room, it has beautiful movement. It has beautiful color within the trees. It has a very nice feel to the depth. And so it is delicate, but it's powerful. Okay?
Who's painting it?
It is by Natasha Copey, and it's called Sunny Birch Grove. Okay, so the next one is titled Lusty River Canyon. This is delicious. I mean, it is you're absolutely drawn to the light. He's got lovely movement. I love the use of shapes and light and dark in this piece. And even though, the water's flowing down, that gets you to stop. Right back up to that beautiful light up there. I love the light and the edge quality. It's very subtle and very beautiful. It's a beautiful piece. Beautiful, beautiful, subtle. So really take a look. I'm around the table.
Thank you.
We always want pastel. It's in a theme, isn't it? When I started, I had done watercolor for 15 years professionally. And then I fell in love with pastel, but somehow nobody bothered to tell me how expensive pastel is. So, there's always that next delicious set, or next delicious brand that's going to come out. So, this is another beautiful piece. This is Alexandra. Is Alexandra here? No. Okay.
Saranchik.
That's yeah. And it's called The Lake Whispers. Just spectacular. I mean, when I came across this, I was like, well, I was drawn in, number one, with the movement and the colors and the just subtle edge quality on some of this work and the depth that she's created here. I mean, it's really, it really is beautiful. And, anytime I'm looking at a painting and I'm going, how was that created? What did they do? How did they layer that? And so beautiful composition, beautiful color palette with this. Just very, very, very nice. Very lyrical. And it just keeps you moving around in there. Very, very nicely composed. So this is the Dakota Art Pastels honorable mention of $100 gift certificate. So this is a wonderful composition. There's aspen trees, and yes, in a way, it's very realistic, and yet it's broken with lovely bits of texture and abstract shapes that just are amazing. And the background is so subtle, but it's there, and it's one of those things that, again, having a painting that draws you in. So having all this detail up front, and yet he's made it work so that you go back into the painting and really enjoy the beautiful subtleties that he's done there. So, congratulations to Richard. So, we have to let him know. So this is called Becoming Lavender, and it is really just gorgeous. And first, it has a beautiful lead and a beautiful composition. And it's so okay. I got to point this out because many times in paintings you got a strong lead in like that. Things breaking in here, wonderful abstracted shapes. And then she's got this body carriage in here. And I call that a stopper. And it's there, it's not overly done at all, but it's in the landscape so that it does and stops you there. Always beautiful abstracted shapes here. Her color palette is very limited, and but it's just lovely. There's detail in the lavender, but just enough. We all know that it's lavender, and you know I'm one purple not palette value range, and the darks that she has in this piece are just are really create a strength that would not otherwise be there. So bravo to Janet. And this is from Janet Hamilton. And it's all Sakura strength. Well, it is strength. So I assume that this is a very old cherry tree. Is anybody? I have no idea. Okay, so beautiful textures, beautiful edge quality, and how she takes the more close-up and yet not overly detailed ones, and then goes into the background. So she's got this abstracted pattern of the flowers going back into here. Very soft, and everything is understated in the background. You know, if this was all detailed, it wouldn't have the strength that it does here. So, and again, a very limited palette, but with the composition being so strong that that is, it pulls it off beautifully. And the beautiful movement she has going up into the trunk of the tree. And then these abstracted pieces that are there, but not overly done, not overly stated. So, yeah, that was a wonderful piece. One of the small works. A lot of these are small works, but it's a nice sort of balance combination. So many times you see a very detailed hummingbird and everything with it. It's just lovely because it's hummingbird in white. You know that it's in movement, but it has got all these different subtle colors that it's got that she's placed on there. But everything is handled marvelously, nothing overdone, just the simplicity of the background and that color is just marvelous in bringing out the highlights of the wonderful composition that he does. So, very nice. And it's called Island Sparkle by Amanda Houston. And unfortunately, Amanda was not able to come this evening, but I'm sure she'll be happy to hear that she's gotten the Director's Award. This is a masterful piece, and it's a very different composition than a lot of people could do, and difficult to pull this off. The simplicity of these large shapes down in the front, holding the viewer in these wonderful subtle notes of color. But usually it would be very difficult having these land masses on both sides and making it work. But by off-balancing the light on the side, she was able to do that in just a marvelous way. she has in the shadowed portions is wonderful. It's just enough to make it, you know, you see movement in there. There's a lot to look at in this painting. But you see movement even in the shadows, you see the depth and the subtle color shift as it moves back into the distance to these beautiful distant hills that are rimlit by the fading light. And I love, you know, all this is just beautifully done, and then the more abstracted, masterful strokes that she's done on the sparkle on the water. Very, very nice. Yeah. This is the President's Award, and this is by Bithia. And does anybody help me? Berman? Bierman. Bithia Bierman. And I mean, it's exquisite. I mean, it just is so exquisite. There's so many different things. You know, there's a lot of people that do people on the beach. But, number one, the gestural quality that she has in this piece on the two figures is fabulous. I mean, it's just wonderful. The cropping that she's done with this is fabulous. And of course, the waves, the water, everything is lovely. A lot of movement there, and yet you have this very quiet, very quiet time with the father and his daughter on the beach. It's really lovely. So, anyway, congratulations for that. That's $750. This was my choice for Best of Show. And I have to say, okay, I just have to say that this is really the hard part with judging. I mean, that I really don't like to do. I mean, 'cause there's so many different paintings. You know, what do I do for the Best of Show? What do I award? You know, all of that. But this is just, it's really exquisitely done. It's a spectacular painting. The handling with pastel is marvelous. The atmospheric effects on this, the atmospheric effects and the depth that she's created is wonderful. So well, everything is so well executed. I'm not a big fan, particularly of realist painting, but I have to say that the exquisite use of the pastel as a medium and what she's done here has been. And this is Kristen Dottie. Is Kristen here?
Kristen, where are you?
Dottie. When I do these, the names aren't there, the signatures aren't there, they're all covered up. And so here I am sitting next to her at lunch today with no idea that this is her painting. Or you know, who belongs to who, right? But anyway, congratulations, it is exquisite. So, yeah. You should all be so proud of just being here. I mean, we have this passion. We're very fortunate to have this wonderful passion for this medium, and it's so wonderful to see all the different people and how artists and how they express themselves. So, yes, congratulations.
that concludes the show, or the opening for the show. Enjoy it, come back, bring your friends, fans, art lovers, buyers. Come to Camano and enjoy what it has to offer. Thank you so much, Teresa. Thank you so much, Karla. Thank you to the board and volunteers. It's been a pleasure.